Once again, all the students of MTech, BTech, research scholars, they are welcome again in my class. I am very much thankful to all my students, the interest they showed in my last lectures, and I found they were very keen to know new things and all scientific aspects which are related to my lecture. So today I will talk about transmission electron microscope, TEM. TM is a microscopic technique that has similar working principle to a light microscope, which uses a beam of excited electrons as a source of illumination to scan morphological, compositional, crystallographic information of all ultra-thin specimen. If you will see the history of TEM, the work was started in 1897 by the invention of J.J. Thomson when he discovered the electrons. Thereafter in 1924, Louis de Broglie, they identified the wavelength for electrons and then they present a model or formula lambda equal to h upon m nu. In 1926, Weiss established that magnetic or electric field act as lenses to guide the electrons or electron beams. In 1929, the great E. Reska, he submitted his PhD thesis on magnetic lenses. In 1931, Ernst Reska and Max Knoll, they prepared first electron microscope that was very crude and very big also, but that was the real invention of that time in 1931. At the same time, the Davison and Kalbrich, they demonstrated various properties of electrostatic lenses. In 1934, Dreist and Muller, they surpassed the resolution of light microscope and they presented better resolution than light microscope by using the electromagnetic lenses. In 1938, von Weiss and Reska, first they practically presented a resolution of 10 nanometer that can be achieved, and the company was Siemens. In 1940, RCA Commercial Laboratory, they find that electromagnetic lenses can produce a resolution up to 2.4 nanometer. In 2000, year 2000, the new developments, cryomicroscopes, primary energies up to 1 million electron volt, that was possible. So nowadays, whatever TEM which are available in the world, they are more powerful and they are equipped with so many latest features. TM is a characterization tool that works through image formation and analysis of different samples up to nanometer scale. TM uses the electron beam for focusing on specimen, and TM has ability to examine the crystalline structure, crystallinity, content, chemical content of various phases, contaminants, precipitants, and orientation in the specimen through electron energy analysis and diffraction pattern, X-ray diffraction detection, and detection by so many other type of detectors also. The resolution of TEM, which generally remains less than 0.3 nanometer, the specimen thickness that usually prefers less than 100 nanometers. So thickness that counts a lot in case of TEM sample preparation. The composition and stability of sample under higher energy of electron beam, that is also very important criteria to select the sample to scan under TEM. Image analysis is based on bright and shadow. The pattern of electron transmission, stopping, and deflection by specimen is received under the sample platform under a vacuum tunnel. The sample allow the electrons transmission offer bright image with higher electron transmission and dark portion at negligible electron transmission. The gray portion of TM images indicates the interaction between these two fields. The resolution potential of lens arrangement of TEM depends on wavelength of light and numerical aperture. High resolution up to 0.5 nanometer is achieved by keeping higher electron speed with smaller wavelength, which is generally realized by accelerating the voltage up to 100 kilovolt. And nowadays different TEMs are available in which voltage can be accelerated up to 300 kilovolt. So high resolution is possible in case of non-biological specimen in comparison of biological samples. If we will see the TEM, then it can be divided into broad classes: conventional transmission electron microscope (CTEM) and scanning transmission electron microscope (STEM). So in case of CTEM, wide beam is used, which consists electron flood nearly parallel to each other to cover the specimen completely. The image forming lenses forms the image up to 106 pixel after transmission through specimen. In case of STEM, the scanning transmission electron microscope is capable to generate a fine focused electron beam with the assistance of probe generating lens prior to enter into thin specimen for effective scanning across the sample. So these are the difference between CTEM and STEM. In case of CTEM, a broad beam in which the electrons are moving parallel to each other, that incident on specimen. But in case of STEM, a focused electron beam is incident on STEM. So if you will see the difference between light microscope or TEM and SEM, then you will find the light microscope is very close with TEM, because in case of light microscope, light travels through the sample. In case of TEM, electrons passes through the sample, but in case of SEM, electrons are not passed through the sample. Electrons are scattered from the surface of sample and collected by means of different detector. If you will see the speed of electrons, then you will find the electron speed is higher in case of TEM than SEM. And the electron, the wavelength of electron vibration is 1 lakh times lower than wavelength of light. So in this way, you can just estimate the power or potential of TEM in comparison of light microscope. Here you are seeing that this is the tunnel part. This is the tunnel where the electromagnetic lenses are there, condenser lenses are there. So tunnel vacuum is essential to reduce the possibility of electron interaction with any kind of particle. If air or any other medium is present there, that medium will contain some particle. So electron may interact and they may lose their intensity. In this way, the total quality of picture that will deteriorate and the results that will not achieve up to the mark. So vacuum is essential up to the 10 to the power minus 10 Pascal in case of TEM, and the lenses are positively charged and works as anode because electrons are negatively charged. So in this way, your lenses, they used to condense the electron beam in a particular channel. The magnetic lenses have more magnetic coils in case of TEM in comparison of SEM, and to get the orientation of electron beam in preferred direction. The condenser lens too, in some TEM only one condenser lens is used, and some TEM two condenser lenses are used. So condenser lens 2 is used to amplify the electron signal, and electrons are 2000 times lighter than any smallest particle which exists in this nature. And the next part is these are some major parts of the TEM: electron gun, electron column, electromagnetic lens system, detectors, water chilling system, specimen holder or chamber, a main control panel and operational control, and then capturing of images. So electron gun, this is fixed at the top of electron column to generate electron beam. Most common electron guns are is the thermoionic gun, in which the tungsten filament is used, or LAB6 filament is also used, and the temperature of electron gun that goes up to 2700 degrees centigrade, near about that. So too much high temperature is there, so vacuum is also required to keep the filament intact at that high temperature under vacuum. The required electron energy is decided by nature of a specimen and the type of information desired. Higher electron energy is required for thicker samples. Higher energy electron beam has smaller wavelength increase the resolution power. Modern TEM operate at energy higher than 200 kilovolt. High energy electrons becomes the cause of specimen destruction also. So the optimum energy level is always preferred. Condenser lens system. The final diameter of electron beam is controlled by a set of condenser lenses by suppression up to 200 times. First condenser lens demagnifies the source image by 100 times, and second condenser lens suppress up to 50 times to retain the brightness and intensity of the source image. Second condenser lens is used to regulate the broadening of illumination on computer monitor. The condenser aperture can be used either just below or between the condenser lenses to modify the intensity. So if you will see the conceptual construction of TM, the condenser apertures located just below the condenser lens make parallel the electron beam and modify the intensity. Three parameters control the operation of electron gun. First is accelerating voltage, second filament current, and third the temperature. And bias voltage on Vanet cap, that also considered as a prime parameter. The filament current controls the filament tip temperature, and hence the number of electrons emitted that depends on the applied current through the filament. The emission is maximized by saturating the filament current. So if you will see, the electron gun is there, condenser lens, first condenser lens is there, condenser aperture is there, specimen is there, objective lens is there, objective aperture, projector lens, and then this is the screen. So the intensity of transmitted electrons through the sample, that is picturized on screen. You will see the type of detectors, various type of detectors are used in case of TEM also. The most common is X-ray energy dispersive detector, EDS, or EDX detector. These are the quite important detectors. Apart from all these detectors, HADF detector, ADF detector, BF detector, these are the other detector to collect the other type of electrons which are emitted or which are transmitted through the sample and reached on the ultimate part of the transmission electron microscope by means of various type of detectors. This is another important part, that is the specimen holder. The specimen is mounted into a bell which remains at one end of the sample holder with the help of flange or ring or grid. Finally, sample holder is inserted inside the instrument, the main column, after perfect evacuation. Flange or ring must be cleaned and free from any type of dirt and dust, otherwise dirt and dust may interact with the electron beam and that may deteriorate the quality of picture. Sample holder must placed in a closed sleeve when it is not in use. So caring of sample holders is very essential. The position of sample holder is controlled by horizontal to tilting condition by computer command to get high resolution image oriented in a preferred direction. So orientation can be controlled and even more than 2.2 direction. 2.5 direction or something else, that can be achieved by tilting the sample holder inside the main chamber of the machine. The image contrast in TEM. TEM provides the image which are simply magnifies images of electron intensity on the sample bottom surface. The images get contrast effect when intensity of transmitted electrons varies considerably from one region to the another region. Where the maximum number of electrons transmitted, we get the bright region. When we get less number of electron transmitted through the sample, we get dark regions. So in this way, the contrast of pictures can be identified through TEM pictures. Absorption contrast. Absorption contrast is applicable in denser and thicker sample which permits less number of electrons to transmit through it. Less samples either absorb or scatter the incident electrons. This concept is very popular among the biologists because they stench their biological samples with heavy metal coating and called it mass thickness contrast. In crystalline samples, as the electron beam interact with sample atomic arrangement, image contrast comes in picture. So I can stop at that point, and the remaining part I will cover in TEM part 2. So thank you very much.